I cancel that here for the little interruption there, right? Isaiah 14 and verse 5 and 6, it says, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. Right? And you could see that right about now with America, Europe, wherever the case is, all these laws, all these sanctions upon these other nations. Don't do this, or we'll sanction all it, we'll make sure we cut off trade and ties, or we'll nuke all it, we'll send bombs, you know, we'll send with military into all the country, right? While you're poisoning water, right? As I was saying before the video cut off, they say Kilo Gates going around talking about the smallpox pandemic that basically that upcoming. Oh, you know that, you know, for nation of Israel is not a prophet unless you yourself use the one that have it there. And all they say smallpox eradicated, but when they do so and they find in where's the place? I forgot what the place El Apostle was talking about. But in some lab, right, all they have smallpox they holding it. But I thought it was eradicated. What all they holding them thing for? Try to get rid of it. But no, they're going to look to weaponize the thing, to spend it, because all they done, people immune system will already be so badly beaten from all your solution that when next wave come wrong, a lot of people die fast. And what you're going to do? You're going to blame the unvaccinated.
Something here for you.
Go ahead.
This is Psalm chapter 9, starting at verse 15. It says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, in the net that hid. In the net they hid is their own foot taken.
Bring it back.
It says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit. They are made in the own net that they hid for their feet.
Yeah, because one of the things is what? They own people, because the word pit actually, the word system goes back to a hole or a pit. So they end up actually being sunk in their own system. You understand? Their own people, if it is that they ain't destroy the crops, they ain't going to get them no subsidy or whatever the case is.
And if I can say that, it's a form of poor strategy.
Yeah.
Because if you strategizing to do somebody something, you're supposed to hire a game plan right out the proper way, knowing that, hey, my people or whoever they supposed to get injured.
Yeah.
But everything's supposed to happen, or the downfall are the others now, boy. And they strategize the game plan proper.
Because the only people are against them.
Because if I may say it right, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, he is the ultimate strategizer, in the sense that he ain't gonna let not one of the elect fall to the earth.
That's right.
You understand? He say everyone that is written in the book go in and be saved.
Something on it there.
He's easy going to war.
Verse 16 it says, Yahweh is known by judgment which he executed. The wicked ensnare in the work of his own hand. Higion. The wicked shall turn into hell, and all the nations that forget power.
Yeah. So, you know what going on? Those Edomites, their plan is forever us being cursed and in slavery, and then ultimately totally eradicated. But that going to come towards your own hurt, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua going to turn the tables. You understand? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua going to turn the table. This is Proverbs 11 and verse, just now, Proverbs 11 and wait is boys. Anyway, I read verse 14 first until I get back to the original. It says, where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Because why? Edomites not going to look towards the Most High for no counsel. They ain't going to look to the Most High for nothing. They say, who is the Most High that we may serve him? You understand? So that is why all the kingdom is going and fall. Right? Everything, these mandates is actually fall of your kingdom. You see your own people in Europe protesting against you. They say, nah, no to this thing. We don't want this thing. This thing not safe. It's not effective. You understand? The scripture also say just now somebody talk with me now about
I
question.
wanted to say that I watched a video earlier on where a woman was bringing out all the information that the Pfizer vaccine, right, what it did. They said that they only given liability from 2076. Only from 2076 they stand in liability.
So that is after they don't come.
Everybody done fucking dead.
So, hey. This man, he in set in the kingdom, right? Set in the kingdom offset. Scripture says the eyes of the Lord is upon a sinful kingdom.
Alright, this is the book of Isaiah 24. I'll read at verse 5. It says, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant."
Yeah, because a beast ruling the earth, the basis of man, and what they change the ordinances, the laws of the Most High. So it come like in a pendulum, or whatever the case is. You take out one of the components, we're going to go on with the pendulum. The swing's going to go off. You understand? It come like you take out one of the components of the clock. We're going to go on with the clock. One of the gadgets inside the clock, we're going to go on. It going and stop work eventually or something. Right? Go ahead.
Read it on. It says, "Therefore had the curse devoured the whole earth,
Because a cursed man ruling the earth. Most I curse him. Go ahead.
and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left."
Yeah, because they're going and burn it with nuclear, thermal nuclear fire because of the wickedness.
Because, if I may say too, the Lord even say that if Esau allowed to rule, there will be no flesh.
You have to be saved.
Okay?
Because two things that has keep our kingdom really in check is true judgment and true justice. And these things, the scripture say, what is that? Isaiah 15 and 13, Salak and Salak. That's all.
Which righteous kingdom the Most High ever take now? It's only until the king or some kind of crooked king starts to rule. The Lord take it on.
The scripture said that a righteous, this is the righteous God of hide. Isaiah chapter 15.
Try 59.
59 and 13. 13 in my head. Yes, so like this Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 13. It says, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment." Judgment, you had judgment and justice. These things you had to be true judgment and justice, by the way. Not like, not what it does give you in the so-called white man that sit up in the courthouse with a bullshit where we could pay this one and get your thing chew out and all that kind of shippiness.
Feelings and emotions, and because I don't like you.
And by skin color and all kind of shippiness. And that's true judgment and justice.
I want there. This is the book of Matthew 12 and verse 25. It says, "And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand."
The Lord said, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And right now, Esau against Esau. Because it's Gog Magog, which is Russia against America. Which is Edom. The Russians don't even like the so-called Amalekites there in the land proclaiming to be us. You understand? So, yeah, the kingdom divided. This is Proverbs 11 verse 29, he that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart. So Esau Edom going and be servant to Yahushai, King David, and the rest of the Negroes, Latinos, and natives. Proverbs 11 and 26, he that withholdeth corn, the people shall curse him, but the blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it. So yeah, right about now, you're telling your own people, destroy crops, you're paying them. When all our food go to waste, hey, your own people cursing you, your own children cursing you, because guess what? The head of Esau, we head house will be the nobles, whoever the case is, because they know the noble line, which will go back. Esau will always be born back into that noble birth of his people. You're destroying your own people. You don't even like your own children. He's a wicked man.
Hey, if you try him have nice fruits and running water, that's not in the future. The future is basically you sitting down in some chair in some room and you're living a life thinking you're living some life somewhere else.
A wasteland.
Yeah, in your lab food. And that's to show you that they say lab food will be cheaper and things. But when you think about it, even in the movies, it had people who couldn't afford the lab grown food. Look like what happened to Monday. That eat rat and thing.
But listen this, look, children hungry all over the earth. Fly around the mountain thing, they getting rid of food.
Since we're small.
Yeah, so they getting rid of food. They could get rid of food, but they can't feed you hungry.
Hey, and here what they say now was to promote the lab thing. Betime 2030 or 20 something, 20 something, not 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? But they said the world population will reach 9 billion something, and we don't have enough food and them kind of thing. So you don't have enough food and them kind of thing, right? All the throwing away tons of food in different places all over each company. I could call some of them. All the throwing away food, right? All they distributed to the four. But all the destroying crops, all the thing in those Monsanto seeds, Bill Gates buying people farmland, sitting Monsanto seeds and also at GMO, right? But you're talking about lab food and cow making meat from stem cells, cows and goats and pigs and this kind of thing. And lab food is basically where they're going and push because the world population, while all they're trying to what? Depopulate, destroying crops. That should show that they're just liars. Because if all they say in order to promote, alright, the world population going to reach 9 billion something within the next few years, and say, do you think we're going to be able to sustain all that? So they're talking about lab food. Why it is all they're paying to destroy crops? Why it is all they're not distributing food that they sell? Like total poor governance, that is wickedness. Your own people crying out on you.
You can read 9 and 12.
9 and 12 can. Your veterans who went to war with your vagrants on the street.
Yeah, the reason why they're doing that to deny the mindset that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father. They in that mindset.
Sirach 9:12, delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. Right? So the main point is delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. So his kingdom, his present kingdom, whoever the kid do, because what they're going to utterly perish.
So I speak prosperity anyway. I was envious at the prosperity of the wicked. Yeah, because it might seem like, hey, he's so prospering and he's prospering and like he ain't getting judged for the things he's doing wrong. But he shall not go unpunished.
Maybe it's a precept we didn't bring out last night.
Psalms 52. It's 52 talking about?
Oh shit, I think it was in Job though. It seemed like the wrath of God wasn't upon them. Job 21, and then they bring out the Jeremiah 12. Oh Lord, thou art righteous when I plead with thee, but why the righteous seem like the thing? The prospering. Even as just say it in 2nd Ezra 3. Oh Lord God, are they Babylon better than Jew? Because it seemed like the Babylonians getting through, but we who used to keep the precepts up by the cases, we getting all kind of torment. But why? Because the Most High chastising us as his children. Right? But when the Lord ready to deal with them is as a severe king, you understand?
Yeah, because This place is not for this man when they really check it out. You know?
Gone.
This man just passing through this place. This place wasn't created for that man. That man just passing through because he against the trees.
Or something.
He against the clouds. He against the sun. He against the moon, the fish and the sea.
Yeah,
This is not the place for this man.
Because he angry.
Gone.
The Lord take his birthright and give it to him.
No, he
gave him birthright. Yeah, he sold his birthright.
He didn't. What the scripture say in Genesis, it was displeasing to him or something. So
He despised
He
it.
despised it.
Yeah.
But now you're on the back.
So he vex now. He vex. So he cry out.
Yeah, I find God will make these trees perfect. I find
I can do a better job.
Yeah, I could do this, I could do that, and better what? Now, I could do that. All you trust me, the little child. You have to trust the little baby.
hence the reason he will be totally cut off from this place.
That is right.
This place is not for him.
Yeah. He get opportunity. So like the Lord actually gave an opportunity to govern, to rule.
To show you that he's an ass.
Because like I say, King David, when King David was ruling, every other nation under him, there was paying tribute, but it was comfortable, right? Because it was a righteous governance, right? But you get a chance to govern now, and what is to do with it?
You understand? Hence the reason no tree on the face of the earth wouldn't give him shade.
Can
You understand?
This is the book of Job 21 and verse 7. It says, "Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offsprings before their eyes."
Yeah, because what? They have so much money, but 4 generations down the road, they show that they're good. You understand? The riches, the finances, the wealth, the acres of land, and all of these are things where they rob, they steal, they destroy. With scripture said the thief come not but to rob, steal, and destroy.
And you see that's like Daniela. But then we can't. He working for these Elamites, and what they say? He say, I don't have to run the business. I don't have to be here. You know, I have enough money for 12 generations.
Right. I'm back here up here.
And he don't even have the amount of money like the Rothschilds.
You understand?
This is Psalm chapter 17 and verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword."
Yeah, so cut off the expectations. You understand? Because he's a wicked man.
Good.
He don't care about your own people. He don't care about the other nations who in league with him. He hate your own brother. Good.
It says, "From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their possession, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasures. They are full of children, and they leave the rest of their substance to their babes."
I'm not speaking about the Hebrew nation at all. That can't be talking about us. 12 tribes and just men. All 12 don't do good. The whole 12 don't do good. Esau is 5. You understand? And his family alone worth $500 trillion.
He family alone can support the 12 tribes and Israel with ease.
The man could buy America. America, you know how much $1 trillion in debt? He could buy America. But matter of fact, you don't even have to buy America because America is his.
No, when I said America, I you. I the elite.
You did have the one in the Apocrypha, 10 and 8, sir.
We need Antiochus Epiphanes fucking kingdom right now.
What?
A wicked rulership. A wicked king.
Hey, and where you say Epiphanes, God really manifesting himself now in these days.
Yeah.
Because it's them who set up the Epiphanes who set up the abomination of desolation. Just like what you saw doing right about now, setting up the that pork and everything.
Yeah.
The altar is your body.
Very soon he go want to be a Jew.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he wants to be a Jew. When you take that when you do that, you go ahead with the 10 and 8.
Alright, this is the book of Sirach 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Well, are they going to be translated from the from Esau to Jacob, right? It had the precept in Wisdom of Solomon 6 I wanted to bring out, but I don't know if I could hold on
Hey,
that for a while.
You could adapt the precept
where
you know, bring out the quarter.
Injuries.
You know? Hey, the most I give a chance. You're supposed to be trying to make a better than how the children of Israel. You're supposed to be trying to make it better than them. To the most I would say, you know what? Better leave it with Esau, but he you know?
Yeah. Try
You
to
get a chance.
try to when he had.
Yeah. Instead of you winning, you showing them.
Because hey, it's like this in society as they bring that point where a man and a woman they might be together. Like we say it's an arranged marriage. Right? And the man he might really too favor the woman. But because she humble, she said always trying to do to please him, he go have a change her heart. You understand? You say, but boy here what is he saying? She really, you know, she trying she best.
A little time go show you know, she will take a little time and show you know. You care.
Yeah.
But he saw showing it blatantly. He wants no part.
You want to do your own thing. Who kill yourself? Go ahead.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 1. It says, hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn, ye that be judges of the end of the earth. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations.
That is Esau to this day. Right? Before it would have been speaking about Jacob. But right now it's speaking about Esau. Go ahead.
It says, verse 3, for power is given you of Yahweh, and sovereignty of the highest.
Yeah, that only even in the land right about now proclaiming to be the children of God. And you are not. Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, who shall try your works and search out your counsels?
Mm-hmm.
Because being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged aright.
Yeah, because guess what? At the end of the day, you still belong to the Most High. Whether good, evil, whatever, you belong to Yahweh Shem Yahshai.
That's right.
He's the Lord puppet. He's actually a minister, whether you like it or not. Turning of things, surely you're turning of things upside down. You understand?
Really butter split.
Yeah. You understand? Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, nor kept the law, nor walk after the counsels of God.
Nor kept the law, neither did what?
Walk after the counsels of God.
Right, and that is why you're destroying your own people, you're destroying your kingdom. I mean, hey, I love what I see in Europe, but imagine your own people have to be so there. I would think, imagine them have to watch themselves and say, boy, I see devil, boy. You understand? That what them have to do. With the asses, these people, nah, this kind of, what is the thing? The total, what is the word? All I know the word I'm looking for, total.
Look at this.
Nah, is that what this thing like to think communism also, or dictatorship, totality or something so, but to have like total control now. The government actually having total control. I don't want to bite my tongue. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, reading on, it says, horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places.
Yeah, right now in the high places, but you're going to come down low. Alright? I read this book of Obadiah, right? Because it said the scripture say that kingdom shall be translated from one people to the next. Right? And we don't want to overdo time frame. The Obadiah 1, and I'll read verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. And what is Jacob's possession? Not only land of Israel, the whole earth is Jacob's possession. Just like how you rule and Isaac say, hey, you shall be like the dew of heaven, you'll be all over the place. Same thing with Jacob, right? That is why they was born as twins. They basically roughly they had the same blessings, right? it says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining on the house of Esau, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in the Shepherd, shall possess the cities of the south. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Going back into the precept that the brother, also read there. Them two big dog boy. Anybody else anything to put in? Alright, well with that we hope you guys edifying towards the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Giving our praises, honor and glory to our power.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rokwa Kodash.
Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that surely do well, that taught us this truth. Right? To the sincere Akwats, we say Shalom. Brothers who push this gospel, Shalom.
Shalom. Yes, sir.